over there, they just watched the war, like a TV show, essentially, for entertainment. Good morning, YouTube. This is Sammy Marco with Untraveled, and I'm about 30 miles outside of Washington, D.C. at the Manassas Battlefield Park. And do I have a story for you guys today? Gonna take you back about 150 years ago, 1861. The CSA has said goodbye to the Union, and the attack has already happened at Fort Sumter, so the Civil War has basically begun. So July 1862, the Union and the Confederate troops were both marching towards each other, and the first real battle of the Civil War happened right here in Manassas. This is where the North and South armies met each other for the first time and where the first battle took place, the first battle of the American Civil War. So the capital of the Confederate States of America was Richmond, which is only about 100 miles from here and DC. So the Union troops started marching towards Richmond through here to try to retake the capital and, return some civility and get the states that confederated, I don't know the past tense of that word, back into the Union. So the Union Army had about 35,000 people. Most of them were volunteers who volunteered after they heard about the attack on Fort Sumter. The general for the Union Army was Mr. Irvin McDowell. Back then, the trip all the way out here from Washington, D.C. took about 5 days. And remember, that was without trains, cars, any kind of motorized vehicle. So the only way that the troops got out here was a 5-day walk, and a few people got to ride in horses and buggies, like carriages. So one of the main reasons why the armies met here near Manassas is because a vital railroad line, just a few miles that way, basically control the whole area. And if you can control your supply lines for food and water and supplies, weapons, then you could really help you win the war. So taking control of Manassas Junction, which at the time was just a junction between two railroads, if you could take over that, then your supply lines would be really good, which could really help with the war effort. So the Union was close and they could just send things from the north and the south, same thing, because this is basically where both sides met. So that is one reason why this area specifically is a place that they really wanted to fight over. So in July 1861, specifically the 21st, the first shot of the battle was pulled and the war was officially underway. Since the attack at Fort Sumter, they wanted to try to maybe meet and do things peacefully, but once the armies met, it was over and officially America was under war. During the crazy time in Washington, D.C., when war was starting, the civilians there were like, well, we're gonna crush them, the Confederates. Their entire economy is based on agriculture. We got industry here in the north, etc. They thought they were gonna win. So as the troops rolled out of Washington, D.C., more well-off civilians followed them. They just followed them here to the war zone. They brought food, they brought picnic baskets, and during the battle, I assume it was over there because that's the way towards D.C., but over there, they just watched the war, like a TV show, essentially, for entertainment. But once they realized that the Union was gonna lose this battle, which they did, leaving here was crazy. It was just a scram. Well, first it started orderly. The troops were going orderly and it was just like, go, but don't kill others, because an orderly retreat is better than a disorderly retreat. But essentially, after so much time, so much craziness, so much emotional and physical pain, it was like just go for all. Just get back to DC, get back to safety of the city, and the scramble, the retreat scramble for both the civilians and the soldiers was just crazy because they expected to win. Like I said, the fact that civilians came out just to watch this war for fun, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. People are interested in what's going on. People want to know what's going on. People want to see something because back then life was more boring than it is now, to be honest. But the fact that they just thought they were gonna win and how people like right now are leaving war zone like Ukraine, Syria, etc. It just shows how different the culture was kind of back then with war. Because back then war was a lot more orderly, bombings from the air wasn't a thing, etc. I'm kind of rambling at this point, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up. But essentially, civilians watched this war like a TV show, essentially. Or this battle, not this war. So do I recommend coming here to the Manassas Battlefield if you're in the area? Absolutely, yes. Over here, back there, there's like a place, a little museum. They have like a movie theater that tells them more of the story for this area. Back there's like 2 old houses where basically hospitals for the war were. And there's trails that go all around this area. It's like a maybe 3 square mile area, maybe a little bigger of just trails, and there's like a stone bridge over there, which is what the people crossed over to get here, 150 years ago. So there's a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good hiking and that kind of stuff. All right, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about, but I forgot about it while I was out there, but at least I remembered while I was still here. So this place is only about 20 minutes-ish from my house. It's not too hard to get here, except you do have to go on a large road. But anyway, I've kind of had a little trouble finding things close to my house to make videos about, because you can find things all across the East Coast, America, the world. But around here, I've kind of made things about everything, almost everything around here. But then I was reading about this Civil War place. I was like, I can make a video about that. Might not get a ton of views, but at least I can try, right? So basically, this is just to say, maybe take a look at the history in your backyard, your town, your county, wherever you are. Because I'm sure there's something that has happened there, unless it was built, last year, and then, but I'm sure something has happened in your area at some point that is somewhat interesting, and that they have, they have something there, just to take a look at. The moral of this video is just take a look at the history in your backyard. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more. I'm going to try to make more. I'm getting a passport soon. That doesn't mean I can really go anywhere, but I'm going to try to get it. Anyway, have a great day. Peace out.